And every single time, I believe, with the possible exception of the second half last time around, but probably. But anyway, this is going to be the pistol starting off as I speak, and Virtus.pro making their way very quickly now onto B. Pasha checking around down there as he's looking to see if there's anyone lurking, but kUcheR, he's somehow avoiding a lot of shots there from Snax, and it's a very slow effort towards the retake here from HellRaisers, I feel.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough one for them as well. Pasha finally gets his man, but it is a fast flurry of frags for the CT side. It's now Pasha who was spotted after killing one of HellRaisers' teammates. And that diffuse is going to be charging on in. Pasha has to jump down and it gets headshotted from AdreN. It's going to be close, but I think this should be diffused. Yes, it will be diffused just at the end. And HellRaisers take the 1-0 lead. But again, incredibly close pistol.
The super secret tricks is that the music changes at 10 seconds.
See, I have music turned off, so that would explain it.
I have it on quietly, and I actually turned it back on for that exact reason. Just so I'd always know if I was making a fool out of myself or if I was going to look like a hero.
Well, the music annoys me, like straight up. I can't focus.
It's not
with music
very
on.
interesting music, is it?
Yeah.
The built-in stuff.
Turned that off a long time ago, but here comes VP. That flashbang stops the monster push, and that in itself allows the CTs to turn all their attention on short. A beautiful flashbang. Just one flash wrecked that strat from VP, and you could see instantly they all shifted their attention to short, which was being rushed on. And just like that, HellRaisers take the 2-0 lead and keep all their weapons intact. But VP, after that first round bomb plant, do have themselves AKs and a Galil to play with.
Yep, they're not looking too bad here with their buy-up, but it's definitely a little lacking on the grenade front. We'll see what they choose to do, but it looks like for now it's going to be slow movement out towards A. They're going to be splitting up, but possibly not actually. Yeah, just going to be looking to get the jumping jackhammer down. That's not really what I was looking for.
Jumping jackhammer?
I was thinking of one of those bop it things. You know, that's
Jack in the Box?
No, you know, the carnival things where you get a hammer and you have to hit the thing that pops up.
Whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. Right? That is what I was thinking of. But
Jumping jackhammer. So guys, can we get a Spud Scrub in chat, please?
Can we not? I think we've had plenty already. But yes, fortunately, nothing has happened while we were discussing what a whack-a-mole is. Meanwhile, Virtus.pro somehow managed to get every single player onto the B side without any contest. So kUcheR is not going to let that stand and will be taking the honourable course of firing a few shots through, claiming a few lives.
Yeah, very, very slow round here for VP, but it still pays out for them with that bomb plant. However, the retake in effect of AdreN straight through. Drives that bullet between the eyes of Taz. Well, I was going to say VP have okay post-plant situation here because Pasha's in such a sneaky position. I don't think anyone realises this. And he could be the main difference maker. byali with a nice crossfire down. There's no defuse kit on AdreN. He can't defuse this bomb. So this is going to be VP's round. The question then was, is AdreN able to save? The answer is a resounding no, and VP just about hold on by the skin of their teeth and force HellRaisers into a potential force buy.
That was a very, very surprising result. I mean, being allowed onto the site like that in the first place is not something that should have happened without any kind of warning. I mean, it's possible that the whack-a-mole discussion distracted me from HellRaisers making a call, like if they only had one person on the site to sort of withdraw without taking any damage. But even so, it's very strange to just allow them in and allow Virtus.pro that defensive position, get the bomb down, reverses the whole dynamic of the game, because normally you want to be... You generally have the advantage if you're on the defensive, right? So, bombs down, that whole situation reverses, and you don't want to let that happen normally. But it did happen, and now they're going to have to deal with the consequences. Bit of a weirdo buy. Looks like they're just going to have to play it by ear and try and hold this off.
The problem there is that I think Neo assumed that they would have a really, really low buy or just force with the eco. So he goes for Mach 10, which could have proved to be a bit of an issue, but they are getting the entries anyway, so that shouldn't be too bad overall. It's suddenly down to kUcheR. He can't do much. They are going to trade out that Mach 10, I believe, for an AWP. There we go. So they save the AWP. VP now forcing HellRaisers onto a full eco. And this is very reminiscent of how Dust 2 started, actually. I think it was exactly this way.
Yep.
So, maybe history's going to repeat itself for HellRaisers.
Well, better hope not if you've bet skins on Virtus.pro thinking it was easy money. That's a bad thing if you've done that there, I feel.
Yeah, because it's been anything but easy, right? Because even the first map that VP won was 16-14.
You know, a couple of rounds either way, which can easily happen just based on luck. You know, that could have very easily happened. So we could, you know, in a parallel universe, some people are already crying over lost skins. But for now, Virtus.pro are going to do their best to steal away the money. That's a harsh way of phrasing it. But they're going to do their best to deny everybody that's bet on the other side their good return. And for the time being, it's looking pretty safe to do. Angel's the last man standing, and a P250 is not really a weapon to be standing with. You want to be at the kUcheR with a P250.
Well, if it was against 6-shooters, maybe.
Yeah, actually, to be fair.
I don't think there was AK-47s.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been much more interesting.
With AKs, definitely.
Yes. I probably would have... Hey, if I was a cowboy and I had an AK-47, do you think I'd put it away? Get that?
I took that meaning so different to what you intended. So
I don't even know how you... I know which way you've taken it there, but I don't know how you've gotten there. That's a very strange route you're taking. Metas, you have a strange mind.
Oh, yeah, definitely. HLTV confirmed. Well, Virtus.pro do have 3-2 now, and keep that AWP in play. So, for the first time on this map, they have taken the lead. And HellRaisers do have themselves M4s. Not a lot of grenades to play with, though. A smoke and 2 flashbangs. With a decoy. And you can see they've pushed A aggressively. They've got one long and one in bathrooms, so that's giving them the information, and also it's close range, so you don't have to play into the flashes and the smokes as much. I like the play. The issue is that Neo with a beautiful entry onto Mal right in the face. And HellRaisers in all sorts of trouble now as they've lost the second place. Those two aforementioned A pushers are both down.
Angel does get a return frag there, though, and AdreN just got himself another as well. He's still got the bullets, but he's not going to be able to get past Pasha. I guess now with a 2-on-3. So, Dosier out of the picture. That most likely means the end there for HellRaisers. Angel's going to do what he can, and there is a low health bar on Taz here. With the smokes here to shut him out, they know where he is. The Molly's going to do what it can, but they're all going to come down to the shots. Angel's still alive for now. Will not be able to get in and out of that one alive.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate there, but at the end of the day, VP, they're expecting to get that round as soon as they got the first 2 entries. And HellRaisers, I can understand the idea. We want to push, we want to get information, but it just completely backfired. Neo's entry, though, was beautiful. That headshot down long was fantastic. And from there on in, VP just took it home. So HellRaisers now back onto an eco, CZ, P250, and a deagle. In fact, 2 deagles. So it's doable, but they've lost the first player again as Angel went for the cheeky 1D. And in doing so, he put himself 6 foot under.
Virtus.pro have been moving very well, it feels to me. They've really got that read on very well. Snax, for the time being, is going to be pushing up. Will he find the first kill there? Yes, kUcheR is not going to catch him off guard. That should probably spell the end there. Nice shot through the wall by Neo. We'll basically end the round here. I've never been the biggest fan of Mao's chances in this kind of scenario, and I don't think there's even a gun for him to go and find. I guess he could go and hunt for a CZ, but not sure what he's going to do with this. Yeah, he has got a CZ. Productive.
Well, at least he takes something else home with him through to the 8th round, but it could prove to be nothing because he's now going to get pushed and he hears the noise right next to him. Neo comes around the corner, he gets picked off. Still 5 bullets in the magazine, but Snax has the AK and he's going to use all 30 to take down Mao. 2-5, and HellRaisers, they will be on a buy-up now. There's not much to talk about, honestly, in VP strats. It's been no frill CS. It's been pretty one-dimensional, but very effective. They're just getting the entries. It's that simple. HellRaisers maybe need to play a more passive approach on A site and wait for the poles to push with 30 seconds and then get the crossfires down. That's pretty much been the issue for me, and this is the same problem they struggled with on Cobblestone on their CT side as well.
We'll the time being, looks like they're not going to be changing up their style too much. Angel will again go for that push in, gets one and trades back there. So he does keep catching out people with that, but it seems it's become so predictable that Neo's actually okay to just wall bang him when he's doing it. So may want to be switching up a little bit in future. The 1-for-1 trade, as we've mentioned in the past, not ideal for that CT side. So for the time being, it does seem like Virtus.pro are just going to be rotating all the way around. They're going to take the very slow approach. Going to set up. And looks like they're going to sneak their way through toilets for the split onto A.
I feel like another issue that HellRaisers have faced on their CT side is that on Dust 2 they played very aggressive in some rounds, pushing through tunnels, pushing through mid. Nice shot there for a Mao, legging pasha. I think that may have hit him through the lamppost as well, so he's down to 8 HP. Fortunate to get away with his life. But seeing pasha push slowly up long, that pretty much gives away what this strat is. So the CTs, they're in the better position right now. There's no doubt about that. They're going to have the crossfire. Pasha's heavily injured. byali's down to 55. Dozier's still on B, anticipating the potential fake, but it's going to go the way of VP thus far. They get the entries once more onto the CTs. There's AdreN, who puts down Leo. And the time is now ticking against Virtus.pro as well. They have to line up. AdreN now spraying through the smoke. There's the next frag. 3 seconds, he can't plant. All Dozier has to do is wait. And they will secure the round. There we go. Dozier looking for that entry onto Snax. Oh, down to 33.
That's fine. It's fine. He concealed himself within the smoke. And that is still not an ideal result for them, though. The slowness of that play is something you could definitely criticize, especially once pasha was seen, as you pointed out. That gives the game away. So why are you holding up when you've only got 30 seconds to play within the first place? It's, you know, it's not like they were waiting for the smoke to go away. They just didn't want to go that quick for themselves. Still, arguable minor decision-making thing, and I'm not sure it would have changed things either way. If they had gone a little quicker, rotate would have been there anyway. So now just getting gunned down. Not really able to have any impact so far this round, and well, Snax is low on health, I guess, but it's going to need a bit of a heroic play once again if they want to come back here.
Yeah, somewhat of a heroic play. It's possible on CT side if you guess the right site and you stack it in the right places. And they did get entries back onto the A site after it had been lost from VP. So it's possible. I'm not going to write off HellRaisers just yet, but it's definitely going to be rough for them. And there's a lot of ifs, maybes, and buts. If VP play into the hands of HellRaisers, here comes the smokes again. It appears that A is the site of choice. Molotov smokes, flashbangs, a kitchen sink. Everything's been thrown at HellRaisers. They do at least get a frag trade. There's kUcheR as well. The bomb's still yet to be planted. It is going down right now. There's the next frag from kUcheR. He's only got one bullet though in his M4, and that could prove to be the end of his life. There we go. He gets dropped. And now Dozier coming in. 6 HP on Snax, 94 on Taz. This is possible, and he has a defuse kit, but he's been spotted from long. And there we go. I like the fact that Snax went for that frag there, because he knew that Taz would have his back. Even if he dies, Taz is going to get the open frag. So Virtus.pro playing the safe approach, and they do pick up their 6th.
If you've only got 7 HP to spend, you might as well spend it being bait and giving your teammate a really good chance in the ensuing one-on-one. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Nicely done by him. And once again, HellRaisers now on a really very precarious situation. This is actually a lot worse than we've seen in a long time, because previously, if they'd been getting shut out, they were not on the CT side. Virtus.pro, they are in danger of shutting out this entire half. I don't fancy the chances here of it going to 4-6 on a pistol round, especially with Angel currently in a makeshift oven and AdreN not getting anything as well. So this should be a free round here for Virtus.pro, and they've already had a pretty damn good half, frankly.
Yeah, 6 rounds looking like 7. I said at the start that CTs will be looking for 9 or 10 rounds on this half, and this is quickly escalating out of control. The best case scenario is 8-7. We did, however, see them somewhat pull back on Cobblestone as well, so maybe they are going to be able to champ together and get some rounds in. This is going to be a buy-up round for them. It's not going to be a fantastic buy-up round, though. FAMAS on Angel. A couple more players may have to run with that same weapon. We may even see a Mag 7 or a 5.7 in play here from HellRaisers if they want more grenades. It's pretty much down to them, but AdreN has that decision. He goes for the rifle. So full rifles, only 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and 1 defuse kit. Bare bones at best from HellRaisers.
They've got to make it work. They just don't have the rounds to play with. I can see why they're going for the force buy here. Just isn't a lot else they can do. Of course, that gives all the luxuries over to Virtus.pro, who, well, once again, are going to be playing it fairly slow, fairly safe. Should be in good shape to do so. They have got byali making a little bit of noise off down at B. For the time being, it looks like it's just going to be this low pressure out. Snax does get punished this time, so not necessarily the chance that they were hoping for. All you got to do if you're HellRaisers is hold firm, because it looks like that loss there has forced the hand of Virtus.pro. They are throwing out the smokes, the flashes, and have managed to get themselves 1 kill without even having to commit. So they may yet look to rotate off, but it doesn't look like that is the call. Here comes the aggression. kUcheR left standing behind the lorry. Will be able to get himself 1 kill. Now a second, and kUcheR comes in for byali's head. So now it's Neo versus the world. The world, unfortunately, has a tendency of winning those kinds of fights.
Pretty much, as Neo just found the wrong way. And the thing is there about HellRaisers, I said this while they were buying. AdreN took every second at his disposal to decide, do I go for FAMAS, do I go for something else? Went for the FAMAS. That is very, very much built upon the premise that you get the first couple kills in that round. Because if you lose the first couple players, the round's done. Your retaking potential is almost 0. VP will win from that place. So that first kill was so vital to HellRaisers picking up their 4th round. And now you can see they've converted the FAMASes into full assault rifles. Here comes the retaliation push from VP. Taz leading the charge. He gets 2 kills with 11 HP. Somehow, I thought that was an easy round for HellRaisers as soon as Taz fell, because they were all pushing through Monster in a very close, claustrophobic environment. And now Taz with 3 kills with his HP now. He is doing the dirty work. The bomb's been dropped on site from AdreN. And in a 3-on-2, there's every chance that maybe HellRaisers can pull this off, but mouse spray control really lacking. And that was their chance, I have to feel, for them to clutch this round.
He'll be kicking himself for that one. It's just not the kind of standard I'm sure he holds himself to, let alone what he would hope, what his teammates were probably hoping for in that situation. But that was unfortunate, because I was going to say HellRaisers, they needed to do what they'd done in the past, which is to absolutely lock down their CT sides, because we've seen it in both of the previous maps. HellRaisers had a rocky start on their CT side, and then they got the lockdown. Then they got 8 rounds in a row or something like that. This time, it just is showing no signs of happening, and even if it does happen for the rest of the rounds in CT half, then that's 1 round effectively. Because I don't know, I'm guessing here, but I don't think they're going to win this one.
No, I would be very surprised if they did. Angel putting down a bit of pain. He is the top fragger right now for HellRaisers, 11-10. Respectable stats, but the score at the top of your screen is the one that counts, and that says Virtus.pro 8, HellRaisers 4. byali getting a bit of a tan, running through the flames, and now Mao is by himself once more. He's in a good position to potentially get himself a frag. The issue now is the USP is not fantastic at headshots, but he's picked up the frag and had the AK in his hands. The aim punch was real. And VP take 9-4. Now the problem is, from HellRaisers' perspective, 2 of their rounds have come at horrific times. You get the first 2, that's great, you build the foundations, they then lost. They get 1 round back, lose the next 2. Win 1 round, lose the next 2. So their economy has consistently been yo-yoing from like okay to absolute garbage. And that's the reason why they haven't been able to get many rounds. They desperately want an AWP on the hands of Mel almost every round. And in actual fact, they forced one here, and it's a glass cannon. And he's gone straight to connector.
Well, we'll see if he can get anything done there. There's potential. He's going to peek out from the door here. Oh, no one was actually covering that. So he got 1 and I think tagged another afterwards. But Snax is going to be saying that's almost irrelevant. In a surprisingly wordy statement. But kUcheR is left as the only man standing. And what do you do? What do you do here?
I think for this round, he just wants to see if he can get an exit, maybe upgrade his FAMAS into an AK-47. But long-term from HellRaisers, I really don't know. Because they've tried different strats. They've tried playing aggressive. They've tried playing deep. Nothing's working. VP are just on another level right now. There we go. kUcheR is going to be able to get that AK-47, I think. Whether he can save it's a whole different question, and pasha's grenade takes him out. 10-4. And how's HellRaisers' economy looking? Oh, wow. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not much fun. You're not going to be going for many parties with that. Well, Dosier's... Nope, nobody's getting a rifle. Nobody's getting an SMG. It's pistols all the way home, and most likely, therefore, we'll see some kind of aggressive pushing, or otherwise HellRaisers are going to be in deep doo-doo. Is not the place you want to be, truth be told.
Up the creek without a paddle. And a gaping hole in the canoe, I guess, is another way of saying where HellRaisers
hit a rock, Captain.
They've hit many rocks, it would appear. pasha is on a glass cannon himself. He has no armor and does have grenades, so I mean, maybe there's a hope for HellRaisers if they can pick off pasha by himself with the AWP, but nah, that's not going to happen. They're just getting traded out way too efficiently from VP. kUcheR and Dozier remain. They are on different sites. kUcheR's on 8. Dozier's just chilling next to the monster tunnel, waiting for someone to push. He could get the upper hand onto byali if byali just runs in there and throws caution to the wind, but even if he does, the chances of HellRaisers pulling off this round is so small. Here come the flashes and smokes.
To Juan.
Yep, that is pretty much the situation they find themselves at, and the flashes and smokes come over, it draws kUcheR out of position, and now that bomb's moving towards A.
Juan. If he can even get in position to get the chance for the Juan League, it's looking a little bit dicey on that front, though, and most likely they're going to know exactly where he's coming from now. They've already mollied it, in fact, and they see the leg. They see all they need to see, and that shot brings a new meaning to hip fire. But kUcheR now was able to return fire on one kill, but it wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't, and HellRaisers have had, I think it's fair to say, a disastrous first half.
Yes, I think that is pretty safe to say. 4 rounds is still enough to work off if you get the pistol and if you convert the next 2. They'll be looking at 11-6, 11-7 potentially, and then they have a chance. But there's so many obstacles that they have to navigate around before they're even in that position. So right now, that's telling me VP should comfortably take this map home. HellRaisers, though, they have came back already in this best-of-3 series, made it a very close first map. Maybe we're going to see more to come. It's important to mention, though, that was on CT side when they came back, not on T side. So that could be a bit of a thorn in their side.
Makes it a bit trickier on the whole.
Yep.
Oh, we'll see. We will see, and we will also be... In fact, Virtus.pro will be most likely seeing things soon. They did have a man push up pretty far who's shortly thereafter retreated, so they won't be seeing. They have seen nothing. They have, in fact, got no information out of that push, but, you know, didn't really lose anything either. Well, information of absence, I suppose. So, not nothing.
Yeah, I guess if you move into a position and you see nobody there, it at least allows your teammates to gather more info on where they could be. And Snax, however, with that headshot, is going to put down the hammer. Meanwhile, T's aren't really playing this one too aggressively. They're still just lurking. AdreN's trying to get information and frags and cause a distraction. But I think they did catch a couple players towards short, so the jig is pretty much up. You can see CT's very quickly rotating back up towards A. The bomb is pushing in, 45 seconds to play with. There is still a flashbang in the hands of the terrorists, and Neo misses a few opportunities to put down the bank player. And in doing so, this could now be HellRaisers just cleaning house. Mao gets the frag, but it's Snax who's coming from behind. He gets one back in return. It's all off byali. He does land the frag, and he's got a defuse kit as well, so if he can make this... I was going to say, if he can make these next kills snappy, he's got a chance. But HellRaisers, they do overcome that first hurdle and pick up the pistol.
Yeah, we're not even going to start saying that they're sniffing at a comeback quite yet, but it's definitely the way forward. You've got to take it one round at a time when you're in a situation like this, and if they can get that momentum to carry it forward, they are definitely not planning on losing this round. And in fact, to me, it looks like HellRaisers are not planning on losing many players either, because if they do, they are going to be running out of money quite quickly. 3 AKs picked up is a very expensive toll. You end up losing a few. Still, I think at this stage we can safely say that that's a good start for them, getting pasha out of the picture. Moving on towards the A site for the time being. But it seems like even Virtus.pro doesn't expect them to just go hell for leather straight onto the site.
Yeah, it's typically not the best strat to do when you're on the buy against eco, because if you get stacked, like let's say for example HellRaisers rush A, and all 5 VP players are waiting with pistols, there's a very good chance that you're going to get completely demolished. So that's the reason for this slow, steady approach. And the Angels AK should always trump over pistols. Well, that is going to be a kill back for VP as I was speaking there, but Mao puts down Neo with ease, and the bomb will be planted. It's planted for bank side, which stops that rotation from being as much of a factor from Taz, who's coming back up towards CT spawn anyway, and his teammate's just been picked off. So Taz may even just save this weapon, like, straight up. He's got a UMP, he's got Kevlar, he's got a 5.7. That's not a terrible round from VP's perspective, all things considered. You know, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely could, but at the same time, for HellRaisers, they are at least holding on to those 3 AKs. As I mentioned, that would be a rather expensive loss if they even lose one of them. That's going to be something they regret. A UMP, I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but, you know, you're not going to be... you're not going to be putting up little memorial statues to that day you lost your UMP on the second round. That's...
the special connection to the UMP.
Yeah. I mean, I personally... UMP's my favorite SMG, don't get me wrong, but...
But are you going to tell me you'd rather have a UMP over an M4?
No.
Because then you'd be crazy.
I said favorite SMG, not favorite
Then I think
gun.
we found why you're MGE. If that's the case.
No, that just means that's like training weights. Like, I only use UMPs, right? So, if, you know,
Yeah.
I'd be global if I had that case.
Definitely.
I'm
Just
sorry,
keep
I can't even finish that sentence myself.
But going through to this round, because of Taz's save, they have added an MP9 to that as well. So VP, it's not a force. It's not necessarily a huge commitment. They can buy up next round, whatever happens. May have to be a couple for masses, though. But they also got this chance, this potential possibility that if HellRaisers make a couple mistakes, they'll get wrecked down. And then you could see VP rocking out with some AK-47s. Taz with the UMP. This trusted UMP by his side has picked up a couple kills in the last couple of rounds, and 50 seconds to play with, and HellRaisers still really haven't pushed onto a site. They're playing this very, very slow.
They really, really are, but they have just opened themselves up a bit of map presence, and they're not going to give themselves no time at all to make this play. Here they go onto the B site, get themselves the first kill there. Tech9, easy peasy, gets Neo, and Angel seems to predict byali there as well, so they're in pretty good shape there. HellRaisers easily shut down that round and don't even lose a man for the privilege. And also, Cat has shown up, and I think I was hoping the mic wasn't going to activate.
I was like, hold on a second. Why can't I hear a cat in my ear?
It's a wet cat. It's a very wet... It's been raining outside.
That's what I think of what you just said, mate.
It's not that bad. How is that bad? A cat does not...
No, never mind.
Okay. Look, only if you are doing the work there to make that bad. No, cat, please get off. Ah.
Let's jump into the 19th round before I lose my marbles. I'm going a bit delirious. It's going to be Virtus.pro with assault rifles and an AWP. Well, not for long, because Snax has just been wrecked through Mao down Monster Tunnel. And just like that, HellRaisers are making this comeback potentially a very real thing. If they pick this up, I'll say the comeback is real. I will begin to believe. I said they needed to get the pistol, convert the next 2 rounds. They've done just that. And now they've picked up a player in round number 19 as well.
It's possible. It's definitely possible, but... You know, it's never impossible, as it were. Until you've got 16 rounds on the board, it's never impossible to lose. But I think it's still got to be a little while before we start handing out comeback of the comeback. Reading Twitch chat is a dangerous thing while you're trying to cast. Damn it, Angel is going to be finding himself a kill and a second as he moves on to the site there. Neo eventually gets himself one in return, but I think this round should be fairly safe as a lockdown here. No way to get with an AWP. You don't want to be running from B to A, although apparently you do sometimes. It just doesn't work very well because you end up in close quarters.
I'm going to say it now, Spud. You don't believe, I do. I believe HellRaisers could come back now. I feel the way their T sides have been going as well, these have been confident rounds. These haven't been a case of, oh, we got a bit lucky with Crossfire, or, you know, we forced into a site and, you know, the odds were in our favour. And they've won a lot of these rounds comfortably in the end. And now VP are on an eco, so this should be 11-9. So I'm beginning to believe right now.
Yeah, well, you know, I've always been a little bit of a skeptic. We've seen them do really, really well in a quick run, and then they suddenly lose it towards the end. So that's the trend. HellRaisers, you never know. It might happen. It might happen. I will acknowledge the possibility, but for the seriously, cat. No, cat just jumped on keyboard.
I thought
Anyone who owns a cat and has ever tried to play Counter-Strike, you know the feeling.
Did your cat? I don't know if it's a she or a he. Did it just like slap your microphone as well?
Yeah, she might have done that while she was jumping up on the keyboard.
GG, well played.
I'm a very professional. I have a very professional setup here. Broadcasting at its best.
Taz with a nice execute kill onto Dozzy. It's going to give him an AK-47. He's going to do damage to AdreN as well. Nice round for Taz. 40 seconds to play with. He can get back up to the A site where Neo is trying to fend off this push by his lonesome. He's been AK'd down. Brute force trauma to the face and chest from HellRaisers. 30 seconds to play with. Taz now coming up. They can afford to buy next round whatever happens, so I'm sure a part of Taz will think about going for this. He is a very aggressive player. He always believes in himself. So let's see. He's gone through towards bank, and the aim punch, you could see his aim went right to the sky. And HellRaisers do pick up their 9th round.
Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, I don't like to believe that suddenly all the trends in Counter-Strike history reverse, and that suddenly maps that were CT-sided forever become T-sided. But you know, extenuating, so you can't just ignore the evidence that presents itself. And right now, the evidence that's presenting itself is very approximately quite convincing that Overpass, at least today, on these for these two teams on this map in particular, has decided to be just you know, just sort of switch it up. The map was getting bored. It's just changing things around. But Virtus.pro themselves seem to have changed things around right now and have pushed up very, very far. I don't think I've ever seen anyone being smoked in there before, Dosia, but there's still a gap, and Snax may actually get caught out for that, and he isn't looking quite there, but Dosia actually looked away at the last second. Just before the head could have come into view. He's not going to be finding the prize there.
A bit poor from Dosia. Probably should have had that frag, and when he gets smoked, you're half expecting that push. They must have known the aggression was on the cards from VP, and Snax by the identical position gets 2 kills before being dropped by kUcheR. Those 2 kills are absolutely vital for VP. And after losing 5 rounds in a row on their CT side, this could be the first coming into their hands, because HellRaisers only have 2 players remaining. It's an AWP and an AK. We have already seen 2v4 clutches a bunch of times this evening in this best of 3. For 25 seconds, I don't think the T's even want to try for this one. Well, I would be very surprised if they tried to get this bomb plant. For me, that's a mistake. You should just be saving those weapons. I can understand that you want to go like super aggressive. They have a lot of money, but an AWP and an AK, I mean, they're worth quite a bit. And the 3v1 now, kUcheR is still going to put the serious pain down onto CTs. He's going to pick up another kill. 4 kills in total. Only to say that VP run around there where they force sport and their economy's not great. Those 3 or 4 weapons they just lost are absolutely massive. That forces Neo onto a scout instead of an M4 or an AWP. I
mean, that shouldn't have worked that well, at least. But it did, so, you know, I guess we just roll with it. I still... Look, kids, if you're in that situation, don't make the decision... Don't do what they just did. Just do the right thing and save. But that's still totally okay for them. And byali now is actually going to be trying to get himself further kills. So this is what this is why I don't like to believe in comebacks, metas, because sometimes dreams die.
Hearts are broken, dreams die. Well, Mao still has a few dreams left in his tank, I'm sure. He wants this round. He's picked up 2 already, and he wants to double that scoreline. Neo, with the scout, if he gets too close to Mao, he will get completely wrecked. And then he's been dropped down, but does spot the player. Here comes Mao straight through Monster. He gets the frag, and suddenly it's down to a 1-on-1. Pasha has the AWP. It's not the best 1v1 weapon at close range. Mao is taking this out of a close range affair, and he wants to rotate all the way around towards A. The thing is, though, there's still connector in place, so he may try and mind game Pasha. Again, though, Pasha is very good when it comes to these one-on-one 2v2 scenarios. So Mao, through long, is going to be looking for this plant. 35 seconds. He will be able to get that bomb down if he just keeps pushing.
It's definitely true he can, but that's the thing. The timing has to be there. See, this is what I like. What I like to do is just like run away and then just wait for the amount of time it would have taken me to get to the other side and then just go back in again. But that's always very hard, and having heard it, Pasha knows the bomb's going to get planted. He can't stop that, but he is going to be peeking out straight away. Will he find the shot? Oh no, he missed the AWP, and the dink just wasn't enough. A little bit too far away on the P250.
Well, I say, dude, Mao has the dreams. He's a believer.
Apparently, dreams... Ideas are bulletproof. Dreams are bulletproof?
V for Vendetta, am I right?
Yeah.
Nice. Mao is V, confirmed. And, well, that was just fantastic play. But also VP, there were some head-scratching moments for me. They kind of played too aggressively trying to get that kill off him, and that's 2 mistakes in a row. They won the previous round, but now that forces them onto eco. And they're rushing through mid. They've got 5.7s in hand, P250s. These are pretty solid pistols to rush with. And somehow, the terrorists are just getting pushed so far back. Mao's down to 1 HP. A gust of wind would take him down at this point. It was... I said eco, pardon me, it was actually a force buy, pistols and Kevlar. And now with that AK-47, they've brought this back to a 3-on-3 scenario.
Sometimes I just don't even know. Well, right now, HellRaisers, they do know a few things. They've got a little bit of information, and apparently Virtus.pro just didn't have any about the push that was coming out. And there we go, Neo gets caught out as well on his way into B site. This is not quite ideal for them. Are they even going to try for this? I'd be tempted to say no.
Well, because they force sport with Kevlar and pistols, they can't afford to throw these weapons away, especially at this stage of the game. And Snax is going to get the exit onto Mao, but I mean, there's a couple factors. One, they want to save the weapons. Two, they don't have enough utility or defuse kits to even try and go for this defuse. And therefore, this was the correct decision. HellRaisers, though, have brought it back to a 1-round deficit after going 11-4 behind on their CT half. Unbelievable play here. What a way to finish this best of 3.
Yeah, they got themselves on the rails. Somewhere down the line, it just started to happen, and the happening keeps happening. It's strange, but I don't know. It's just like it's like magic sometimes, and especially when Mao pulls off that ridiculous clutch from before, you've got to start thinking something is definitely changed from the way things were earlier on. Virtus.pro thus far I've seen fairly helpless to stop it since then. Do you feel like the way they're pushed up right now isn't too bad a shout though, given that HellRaisers look like they're definitely angling towards that A site. They're quite well distributed to potentially stop this. 2 men. Pasha is the man as the target. Gets himself 1. Will be immediately taken in return. What that does mean the jig is up, and everybody knows where everybody else is. Well, apparently Snax, however, can't land the shot, but just turns around and gets the pistol kill anyway, and then the AWP as well, making up for that previous miss. And HellRaisers are suddenly falling apart. It's quite messy. That was quite messy.
I've got to say, whoever made the call, which I'm assuming was Neo or maybe Taz, to stack both of their weapons, because remember, they saved an AWP and an AK in the previous round, the 23rd round. They ran both of those weapons at long. They somehow, I don't know, they could see the future. And they thought, okay, this is another long/A push from HellRaisers. We stack our weapons here, we kill them, we get the round under our belt. That's exactly what happens. That is a crazy call from whoever that was from VP. Beautiful play. Deserved the round. 13-11 now, but HellRaisers have weapons once more. And we've already seen that VP's CT side has been very shaky so far. So there's every chance that HellRaisers will take us back to 1-round deficit again.
HellRaisers definitely not going to be feeling comfortable if Virtus.pro gets themselves up to 14. Now we'll just see if it's the same principle as before, where the moment the momentum gets broken, HellRaisers start to fall apart. It's starting to look likely because Taz just got himself another one there. Now, Once again, trying to prove his dreams are too real to handle. He's actually going to be getting a good setup now there. 3 versus 2. 1 health on Mao. Are they going to go straight in for the B site, or are they going to play it slow? They've got 40 seconds. It's plenty of time to make the rotate out. Looks like that is the choice. They're going to be moving over there to the A site.
Snax is calling, my bad. Thanks for corrected me in chat. Regardless, so 30 seconds left, and speaking of Snax, he's still alive with Taz. And there's 25 seconds. This bomb's going to get planted by Mao, who once again survives with 1 HP. We've already seen that a bunch of times today. That bomb plant is going to draw out Taz through connector. He's going to walk into AdreN, and AdreN puts him down with authority. There's Mao as well. And again, HellRaisers, undeterred by their previous mishaps, go ahead and take another T round. Virtus.pro can buy, however. Man, this is shaping up to be quite a special third map, and I've got to say, it's anyone's game at this point.
It really is. It really, really is. It shouldn't be. This should not be happening this way. It should be the other, you know, it should be the other half that's the one that gets favored. That's just not how, it's just not Counter-Strike. But apparently it is Counter-Strike, so who knew? Not I. Now, the peeking out, finds nobody. They're just playing this same style, keeping it slow, looking for that first opportunity.
Problem here is, though, that with Pasha only having a P250, this slow style may very well play into the hands of VP. You know, if they went for a faster approach, you're almost favouring that HellRaisers could just swarm aside. Now, are they going to call that? Probably not. That some player's going to be on P250, but they must know it's a fairly weak buy compared to the previous one. So, HellRaisers maybe missing a bit of a trick here. AdreN's down to 3. 45 seconds. They've consistently been very, very slow on their T side. Snax goes up for the boost, and he therefore knows there's another player down there on short. And that will give Dozzy a lot of information. Angel through Monster, claims himself the headshot, but Taz is there. Unfortunate for Angel, wasn't expecting that to be double stacked, but still HellRaisers are getting the frags where it counts. 3 on 2, 26 seconds to play with, but they still have to get that bomb down. What a headshot from Dozzy onto Neo as he peeks out. This bomb will be planted.
There's nothing that can be done about it at this stage. This is now looking so dicey for Taz. It's possible. The health bars are low, and he's gotten the first kill there. kUcheR. In fact, AdreN and Mao are a long way away here. They must be just relying on the mind game there. But Taz, he's just found the second kill, and he's got to know that health bar is still low. He fakes the defuse, little knowing that AdreN wasn't even in range to hear that, if I'm not wrong. And he's going to be forced to back away. He never even sees AdreN. But he's forced to back away and just let the round go. 13-13.
So unfortunate from Taz. Great effort, but no defuse kit means no round. 29 for 16, by the way. He's top fragging by 7 kills on either side. The dude is just on form. But even with him dropping just shy of a 30 bomb, Virtus.pro still at 13-13 have to go for an eco. And was that a knife at spawn? It was. Taz eats 8 health. Oops. Seems insignificant, but that could be the difference between life and death.
I mean, for Mao, it's been the difference between life and death 8 times over, several times. But for the time being, it seems like too much going on. Taz is going to be really the key factor here. If he comes around the corner, gets that first kill, that could be super good. But he's just not been able to do it, and he will get taken out. kUcheR gets returned on, and Mao is now also trying for that trade. They get the 2-for-1 there. And that sets them up nicely. So it's only the 1 loss. HellRaisers can put themselves on 14 rounds most likely after this, and are starting to look really very eerily close to that 15-round mark.
That's certainly the deal, but look at this. Look at the position from byali. He's only got a P2000. If he had a P250, I'd fancy his chances a lot more, and he went out a bit too early. I thought if he just bided his time, they didn't check that corner, he could have got himself a couple kills and would have transitioned into an assault rifle. Didn't matter, though, in the end, and HellRaisers do take the lead, 14-13, with a lot of economy and decent weaponry on their side. VP going for the force as expected. They have enough for full M4s. Enough grenades, but no defuse kits. That could prove to be a bit of a denting blow to them. And again, HellRaisers, I don't expect them to go anything aggressive. The slow, steady approach has worked. VP just get themselves caught off guard and pretty much gift away 2 or 3 frags each round. So why change it up? It's clearly not broken.
Repeat ad nauseum. Looks like to me... Well, Virtus.pro are actually pulling back a lot here. They are playing very, very defensive. That's a little bit of a change up from them. Maybe HellRaisers will spend so long checking every corner on the way in, they'll end up with very little time, because the pacing of their rounds has been really, really slow. Yeah, maybe a little way of taking advantage of it. AdreN around will actually get the better of that first trade. So now if kUcheR gets a second, that already opens up the site. It is now a 2-man advantage. They're going to make their way on. kUcheR goes down. Looks like HellRaisers may have been stymied for just a second. The trades are going back and forth. But there's no commitment here from HellRaisers. They've still got 35 seconds. I don't know if they time this out much longer. They're not going to be able to rotate now.
Well, byali is finally starting to move around, but it's all on Taz. We've already seen the guy is on form. Is he on form enough to pick up these kills? No! He gets instantly headshotted from Angel. byali attempts his best to pull off something pretty special, but instead he also finds the same fate, and now VP, they have to save 2 match points. Not just map, but match points in this third map, and it's going to be 2 scouts, 2 5.7s, and a FAMAS. Good luck.
Good luck. That is indeed the phrase of the day. Also, Snax had $400 and doesn't have a kit. Don't know what's up with that. But anyway, he's going to be just trying his best if he can. They're obviously going to need some kills before they can get anything done. They need to play aggressive with the 5.7s. They've got to be up close, or they're never going to win their duels. Snax is hopping up, and unfortunately for him, the timing is just off, and kUcheR comes through, picks himself up that first one. I don't know how people are feeling in Twitch chat right now, but it looks to me like there's a lot of, how should I put it? Extreme distress going on right now.
Definitely fair. We looked at those betting odds. I think a lot of people probably bet big on VP to get some
easy
kind of
money, right?
to gains, but as we said before, HellRaisers, we felt that they were worth more than, what was it, like 25-30%, and now well, VP, they've lost the first player. We have seen them clutch from harder positions than this, though, so let's not assume it's all over. They have a player rotating round the back. That's going to be byali. Pasha lands the scout shot. That's pretty massive. The positions from VP are more than good enough to lock this down. And it seems that when the situation requires it, they step up to a new level. They've picked off 4 players from HellRaisers, just losing Snax. And Angel has to try and somewhat salvage this round. And maybe for the second time in this best of 3, we are going to be hitting that elusive 30th round. Angel is tapping on long, but Pasha's there with the AWP. 15-14. What a round from VP.
And collectively, the heart rate of so many people on the internet goes up and then down that little bit. But now, guys, we are at a point. It's a more or less a normal full buy here. You're going to stick with the scout, which confuses me a little bit because I'm pretty sure they had enough for an AK. But let's get back to that some other time. It's all down to this one. Virtus.pro. Going to force overtime. HellRaisers looking to hold on and get that win. If they just get that one round, they are in such good shape. It's a surprise victory for them. Virtus.pro, never an easy one to overcome. Can they do it?
Problem is as well, the reason they got a lot of kills in that last round was through pure aggression. You can't run with that gimmick twice, because HellRaisers will expect it. In actual fact, it's B's site that has lost the first casualty from VP in the form of Neo. So whereas last time they got the opening pick, this time they are finding themselves at a huge disadvantage. But look at AdreN and Angel, both very low, just a grenade away from death, pushing through onto B. Now this is where it could work in the hands of VP, because when 2 players are low, walking down a tunnel like Monster or through short towards Connector, that's where these grenades can just prove to be massive. Molotov goes down, stops HellRaisers from pushing, but here we go. Molotovs are there to greet now. He's going to wait for a few more seconds. The push, the execute, on towards the B site. 3 players from Virtus.pro are standing here. byali needs desperately not to get his head took off his shoulders, but there's the exchange of frags. It's still going in the way of HellRaisers. They have the player advantage, but with 25 seconds to do, Virtus.pro just have to hold on. They have to just somehow by the claws, by the teeth, just hold on desperately. And the fact that Mal gets that kill on byali is massive because now he can rotate up from behind through CT spawn. 10 seconds on the timer, and VP still have Taz and pasha there. Bomb has finally been planted, and pasha with the AWP is coming up towards the site itself. He spotted a player on long. This is going to be such a rough round, especially as his teammate just died. There's the first shot from pasha. All three remaining players have no HP. What a no-scope that was going to turn out to be, but he's got nothing remaining. And HellRaisers put him down 16-14, and they have secured the upset victory.
2 maps to 1. You predict HellRaisers making a call like if they only had one person on the site to sort of withdraw without taking any damage, but even so, it's very strange to just allow them in and allow Virtus.pro that defensive position, get the bomb down, reverses the whole dynamic of the game, because normally you generally have the advantage if you're on the defensive, right? So bombs down, that whole situation reverses, and you don't want to let that happen normally. But it did happen, and now they're going to have to deal with the consequences. Bit of a weirdo buy. Looks like they're just going to have to play it by ear and try and hold this off.
The problem there is that I think Neo assumed that they would have a really, really low buy or just forced with the eco. So he goes for Mach 10, which could have proved to be a bit of an issue, but they are getting the entries anyway, so that shouldn't be too bad overall. It's suddenly down to kUcheR. He can't do much. They are going to trade out that Mach 10, I believe, for an AWP. There we go. So they saved the AWP. VP now forcing HellRaisers onto a full eco.
And every single time, I believe, with the possible exception of the second half last time around. But probably. But anyway, this is going to be the pistol starting off as I speak, and Virtus.pro making their way very quickly now onto B. pasha checking around down there as he's looking to see if there's anyone lurking, but kUcheR, he's somehow avoiding a lot of shots there from Snax, and it's a very slow effort towards the retake here from HellRaisers, I feel.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough one for them as well. pasha finally gets his man, but it is a fast flurry of frags for the CT side. It's now pasha who was spotted after killing one of HellRaisers' teammates, and that diffuse is going to be charging on in. pasha has to jump down and gets headshotted from AdreN. It's going to be close, but I think this should be diffused. Yes, it will be diffused just at the end. And HellRaisers take the 1-0 lead, but again, incredibly close pistol.
The super secret tricks is that the music changes at 10 seconds.
See, I have music turned off, so that would explain it.
I have it on quietly, and I actually turned it back on for that exact reason. Just so I'd always know if I was making a fool out of myself or if I was going to look like a hero.
Well, the music annoys me, like straight up. I can't focus.
It's not very interesting music, is it?
Yeah.
The built-in stuff.
Turned that off a long time ago, but here comes VP. That flashbang stops the monster push, and that in itself allows the CTs to turn all their attention on short. A beautiful flashbang. Just one flash wrecked that strat from VP, and you could see instantly they all shifted their attention to short, which was being rushed on. And just like that, HellRaisers take the 2-0 lead and keep all their weapons intact. But VP, after that first round bomb plant, do have themselves AKs and a Galil to play with.
Yep, they're not looking too bad here with their buy-up without any contest. So kUcheR is not going to let that stand and will be taking the honourable course of firing a few shots through, claiming a few lines.
Yeah, very, very slow round here for VP, but it still pays out for them with that bomb plant. However, the retake in effect of AdreN straight through. Drives that bullet between the eyes of Taz. And, well, I was going to say VP have okay post-plant situation here because pasha's in such a sneaky position. I don't think anyone realises this. And he could be the main difference maker. byali with a nice crossfire down. There's no defuse kit on AdreN. He can't defuse this bomb. So this is going to be VP's round. The question then was, is AdreN able to save? The answer is a resounding no, and VP just about hold on by the skin of their teeth and force HellRaisers into a potential force buy.
That was a very, very surprising result. I mean, being allowed onto the site like that in the first place is not something that should have happened without any kind of warning. I mean, it's possible that the whack-a-mole discussion distracted me from Hell. It's definitely a little lacking on the grenade front. We'll see what they choose to do, but it looks like for now it's going to be slow movement out towards A. They're going to be splitting up, but possibly not actually. It's just going to be looking to get the jumping jackhammer down. That's not really what I was looking for.
Jumping jackhammer.
I was thinking of one of those bop it things. You know that's
Jack in the box.
No, you know the carnival things where you get a hammer and you have to hit the thing that pops up.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
Right?
That is what I was thinking of. But
Jumping jackhammer. So guys, can we get a Spud Scrub in chat, please?
Can we not? I think we've had plenty already. But yes, fortunately, nothing has happened while we were discussing what a whack-a-mole is. Meanwhile, Virtus.pro somehow managed to get every single player onto the B site.